What is the strangest mystery that is still unsolved? The Tamim Shud case, also known as the mystery of the Somerton Man, is an unsolved case of an unidentified man found dead at 6:30 am. the 1st of December 1948, on the Somerton Park beach, just south of Adelaide, South Australia. The case is named after the Persian phrase Tamim Shud, meaning ended or finished, which was printed on a scrap of paper found months later in the fob pocket of the man's trousers. The scrap had been torn from the final page of a copy of Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, authored by 12th century poet Omar Khayyam. Tamim was misspelt as Taman in many early reports, and this error has often been repeated, leading to confusion about the name in the media. The Hinterkaifeck murders. Super creepy in the fact that there was evidence the murderers were in the house watching the family for a while before killing them just totally freaks me out. The whereabouts of the last Gestapo chief Heinrich Müller. The last verified sighting of him was in Berlin roughly 3 days before it fell. He had stated he knew full well what the Russians did to prisoners, and he had no intentions of being captured. As chief of the Gestapo, he more than likely had access to foreign documents as well as ways to replicate them. Both the CIA and the KGB spent time looking for him, but no trace has ever been found. Flight 19 of December 5, 1945. 5 bomber craft on a routine training run became lost while heading back and eventually disappeared entirely. Audio has them saying that they thought they had ended up over the Florida Keys, but wind could not have allowed that. Even more interesting is the fact the rescue craft dispatched to locate them also disappeared. The suicide of Ellen Greenberg. 27 stab wounds in different areas of the body. Edit. 20 stab wounds. 27 was her age at the time of death. Thanks for correcting you/Kmart4165. What happened to Brian Schaffer? Happened in my hometown. This med student went to a bar with friends, and then fully disappeared off the face of the earth. Edit. The podcast True Crime Garage has an incredible series on this case. The hosts are both from Columbus, and around Brian's age. They talk through the whole case in depth, and they also have a few guests that they talk with as well. That guy who ran away from the airport hopped the fence, and was never seen again. Which of the 3 astronauts aboard Apollo 10 was responsible for the floating turd? The 1987 Arkansas murders of Don Henry and Kevin Ives. The guy's motive for shooting up all those people in Vegas. The USS Cyclops, a coal ship, disappeared with 306 men. The largest U.S. Navy loss of life that didn't involve combat. Who was Perseus? From 1943 to 1946, the Soviet Union had a high-level spy in the Manhattan Project, codenamed Perseus. This spy was a scientist at the White Sands missile testing site in NM, and the main research facilities in Los Alamos. Perseus saw pretty much the entire project start to finish, giving the Russians everything they needed to get to work on their own bomb. The fact that they were able to do so within 4 years of the end of WWII, when their nations were still devastated, is proof positive that Perseus helped a great deal. And to top it all off, Perseus was never caught or positively identified. The identity of, and what happened to D.B. Cooper. A man on a plane called himself D.B. Cooper and claimed to have a bomb-in-use suitcase. He took the flight crew hostage, and when he got the money he asked for, he had the flight crew start flying again. Eventually he jumped out of the plane with a couple of parachutes and the money. No one knows where he went, or if he even survived. Asher degree. Girl leaves her house in the middle of the night during a storm and disappeared. The only problem is that she was terrified of thunder and lightning and had no motive for leaving, because her whole life was fine. Then her clothes and backpack were found a year later in an abandoned construction site. An unknown group of people broke into an FBI building, and no one has found out who they are. But the best part of the story is, they did it by leaving a sticky note that said, "Do not lock the door tonight," and it worked. Edit. To everyone asking how they left the note, they just stuck the note to the front door. Probably should specified. Edit 2. I'm an approved member of r/what's the rule now. Edit 3. I know it's been solved. I heard about it 8 years ago. And never learned that it was solved. Oh god. Here I go on another 2-hour binge of reading every comment in the thread. Albert Johnson. The Mad Trapper of Rat River. A pretty cool, mostly forgotten story about a man chased by the RCMP through the north. The true author of My Immortal, a horrible fan fiction that has a cult following. The more you dive into it, the weirder and deeper the mystery gets. Interconnected webs, false flags, all kinda stuff. Greek fire. That one time when the PM of Australia went to the beach. That one where there was a shooting at a gender reveal party only for it to turn out that the person throwing the party had faked the pregnancy. I just want to know why for so many things. Malaysian Flight 370. The Bobbitt's Void is a region of outer space that contains no galaxies or stars, and we don't know why. The Lady of the Dunes. No one knows who she is. It's a pretty crazy story. The identity of Jack the Ripper. Who killed John Bernard Ramsey? The Voynich manuscript. Nobody knows if it's legit or just an elaborate joke. Edit. You can look at it here. We still have no definitive proof of who this Socrates guy is. On one hand, he's mentioned constantly by philosophers from his time, often used as an example character, and several works are attributed to his name. On the other hand, we have countless legal records and censuses that confirm the existence of Aristotle and Plato, but none that link back to Socrates. He's either a very prolific philosopher or an in-joke that classical philosophers would reference when they didn't know who to attribute quotes to. Brian Schaffer went into a bar in Ohio in camera, was never seen leaving, and has been missing 14 years. It's unreal. I recommend True Crime Garage. Why people keep pouring money into a hole in the ground on Oak Island, if you ask me. The Tylenol murders from the 1980s, where like 5 or 6 people from Chicago consumed Tylenol laced with cyanide and died. They had one suspect, but he won't nail for it, but still went to prison, because they tried to extort Johnson & Johnson, the company that makes Tylenol. Edit. Autocorrect sucks. In 1977 we received a radio signal from outer space that lasted about 72 seconds. To this day, we still do not know where it originated from. Maura Murray and the Springfield 3. Would love both of the missing persons cases to be solved in my lifetime. Also, a local guy went missing after a car accident in 2011. Would like answers on that as well. Where the duck are all the 10mm sockets going into hiding? Possibly an underground city just for them. Nice try, Netflix. You have to find interesting unsolved mysteries yourself. Death of Rai Rivera. Found dead in a meeting room in a hotel. Fell through the roof. The last call he received was from his office, but the company placed all employees under a gag order so no one can talk to police. Will the Delphi murders ever be solved? Who was the man on the bridge behind them? Edit. Oh my goodness. My first gold thingy/awards. Thanks. Edit 2. Here is a source. U/logreen. Does a good write-up over at r/true crime discussion, although I don't think it's been updated. The actual date of the creation of the Great Sphinx of Egypt. It's likely thousands of years older than Egyptologists would have you believe. Why did they stop making the Groove Nerf Turbo football? What and who exactly wrote the Voynich manuscript? Who killed Jeffrey Epstein? Epstein and the global billionaire political pedophile child sex trafficking ring. The cancer paradox. It's about creatures like elephants and blue whale, and how they don't get cancer, when they should be more prone to it. Edit. Holy thanks for 2k upvotes. Project Cicada or something. What happened to DB Cooper? The Sodder Children FFS. Dark matter and dark energy. The universal S. The one we drew in elementary school. It could be anywhere from decades old to thousands of years old. I love cold cases. There's something so creepy yet so fascinating about an unsolved murder. Especially if it was a high-profile case or a case that happened a long time ago. My personal favorite cold case is the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson, because it was both high-profile and happened over 20 years ago. Yet it remains unsolved to this day. It's my favorite cold case to research, and I hope to live to see the case solved and the murderer brought to justice. Whatever happened to that missing Malaysian flight? It just took a couple of crazy turns and then completely disappeared from the radar. Edit. Thanks for all of the theories and resources, guys. I really enjoy listening to conspiracy theories, so each and every theory you guys send my way is greatly appreciated. You guys are the best. Summerton Man. Honestly, read the Wikipedia article. This crap is ducking crazy and interesting. I can highly recommend it to everyone.